through Facebook. I found him through Facebook. And Brandon Douglas, hip hop artist, I found somebody on the street that was a part of a hip hop organization. And they said, I said, do you know anyone who does sober is sober? And he said, yeah, Douglas, you gotta find him. So I found him. And then also who else? Joan. And then Joan came later.
Joan was through Kurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So through Kirk, and then we had them through Thayer. So anyways, she came to us and we knew she was just going to be perfect for the film. So, yeah.
You in the front there.
Well, I would love that. It was heartbreaking to lose Brandon during the process and lose touch with him. We've stayed in touch with his family,
His sister?
specifically, and at this point, we don't know where he is. We just hear different things here and there. So we hope he'll make it back someday, and we'll be able to see this, because he's an incredible artist. He has a lot to share.
And he did have many years that he was clean and sober, so we're hoping that, that can bring it back.
One question I guess is, filmmaking is a very collaborative process, and one of the things that's unique about your film is that those on the other side of the camera are also very creative. So what was the kind of collaborative process with the subjects like? Or did they just kind of open up their doors and say, tell the story? What was that process like?
We can ask some of them.
Well, yeah, maybe that some of them want to speak, and I think it was different for everybody. It was a little
Peter,
different.
do you want to speak?
Yeah. Any of you guys want to share anything?
Hi, I'm Peter. AKA Euphoria. U-Euphoria. So, for me, what I do as a drag performer is I lip sync to other people's music and it's my interpretation of it. So I think for me, and they would, the team and Adriana and everybody who were so wonderful would show up at these places. The thing of it is, though, we can't use their music in the film. So, and we can't use insignias, too, that are copyrighted. So, one of the things you see in there is me doing Freddie Mercury. And so, I think, so there's that part of it, right? And then some, for me, I didn't really get to pick and choose what they were filming. So, and a lot of the stuff that I had to show was stuff that was from shows that it was a live show, right? It wasn't okay, sit down and show us, what you do. And so, yeah, I think at times it wasn't intrusive because they were amazing. And I think sometimes, I'm in recovery, right? And so one of the things that we do when we start talking about our lives is we just talk. We'll talk for hours, right? About our experience, about all of our stories, about our pain, about our struggles, and about what we want to see in the future. So, yeah, so that's what it's kind of like. So, I don't know. I think the way, in my experience, that a lot of the people that I know that are artists or just people recovering, is they just they'll just speak. They'll just drop it on me very authentically about what's going on with them. So that process is really cool. But it's with anything, as soon as you say all that stuff, you go, oh God, what did I say? And how is this going to be portrayed? What are they going to cut out? Is it going to sound like I was actually doing this when I was actually doing that? So it was a wonderful process, but looking at it, it's oh wow, okay, that's what she decided to do. Great.
You right there, yes.
Luis, do you want to answer that?
So, as a note throughout the process, well, the reason why I was in the first section was because I was kind of still trying to figure things out. I was trying to figure things out for several years as far as like stabilizing myself mentally and recovery-wise. What was the question again? Sorry. What was the question? There it is. Okay, sorry. Along the process of these 6 years that we were all involved with this film, Adriana and Diane showed us clips and raw footage, and there were like rough draft trailers and things like that. And just seeing myself, and as I said before, I was still struggling to figure these out. So on that note, some of the scenes I was filmed in, I was higher coming down. So seeing myself in that state, like that hyper-honest state in my usage and in my addiction, and hearing the things that I was saying, as Peter was saying, we just kind of talk, and then seeing that, I would think, wait, I said that? Wait, this is almost like this surreal thing. You're like, wow, this is who I am. So being confronted with that hyper-honest version of yourself really helped me reevaluate my life.
I thought that was an interesting question, just because.
Oh, excuse me, sir, we'll have to have you keep the mask on just based on city guidelines. Sorry about that.
God bless. No, I just thought that was a really interesting question because I try not to, like in a way, I try not to deal with or publicize or do anything about being sober. Like, I only ever refer to it obliquely in my work, right? So to bring that together is really, I mean, it's a very vulnerable thing, right? Like, I talk about it pretty openly in the film, but like, that's not the way I go about being a musician or a person like in public, right? And so, yeah, that is really challenging, you know? But I have a question actually, which is, so for Adriana, how is the end result or the end of the film, and like now that it's out, compared to what you had in the beginning? Like, what did you imagine in the beginning, and like how different is it, and what's the surprising, like what happened in between?
Yeah, okay. That's a great question, Ralph. I think, just to briefly, because I could say a lot about that, and I know we're probably limited on time here, is that it is, in some ways, it has some flavors of things that I imagined, and it's totally different than what I imagined as well. And I'm incredibly proud of what happened and how it has come together. I never imagined the quality of the film would be what it was, but because I brought on the team that I did, that's part of what's been a wonderful surprise. And also, I've been really, Diane said this too, I've been really transformed by the process. And there's the stories and the depth of what people shared, and really the intensity of the stories were more than I imagined. And I think the stories will end up, Diane kept saying to me over and over again, it's about the stories. It's not just about people talking about the creative high. It's about what they went through to get where they are today. And, you know, the struggle, the pain, the beauty, the joy, all of it. And so I think that, to me, really has come through, and I'm just really, I'm really proud of it. So it's been a process, it's been a journey.
I want to mention this one, I love this from the Zen of Creativity, John Dido Lurie. Creativity is experiential, intuitive, and non-linear. And so just trusting in that whole process, like you're just kind of jumping off this cliff a little bit, and you have ideas where you think it's going to go, and it just ends up going where it goes. And, you know, allowing that to happen too, because you do have ideas of what you think it's going to look like. But, you know, just trusting that it's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
And I think maybe we have time for one more question, because because I know the team wants to be able to go celebrate. Yes, you there?
I just have a comment for Euphoria. Euphoria, I love you so much. It's good to see you. When I started my journey in recovery, the first thing I did was go to a mascara show.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This gay mascara just means so much in my life. When I got clean and sober, I thought my life was done. I thought I was going to be bored. And there was going to be no color in my life. And I want you to know that you don't just do drag, you do magic on stage.
And I think you wanted to share something. Go over. To pull this piece off, we,
This is our Heather Kirk.
we really tapped into a ton of musicians that so
That's right.
graciously let us use their music. And not only the subjects that are musicians, we obviously tapped into their music relentlessly. But through PC Muniz, who I've worked with before in the past, his connection, so many cool connections with Joan Chenard, and then bring Iman, and then your
And
friend.
Flynn, right?
Yeah, it's just a lot of really, I mean, we can only do what we can do, we can do what we can do without a really strong soundtrack. It doesn't work. And so thank you guys so much for
Yes,
letting
thank
us
you.
know. So, as we begin to wrap this up, I want to make sure you guys have a chance to kind of close it, but you guys received these paper ballots when you came in here. So, we don't really do jury awards or anything, it's all about the audience. So if you love the film, mark it a 5, and if you love the short, mark it a 5, and remember to leave it with the volunteers there. And there's another week of SF50 Fest here at the Roxy, but also virtually. And you're the grassroots team here for Adriana and Diane, so follow Creative High on Facebook and Twitter and spread the word, and I'll let you guys take it out of here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming
How are you, Tom? Good. That was wonderful. Yeah, the sound design was really good.